My practical, street smart philosophy is one of 100% cynicism. Never trust any promise to perform from anybody until you've tested the veracity of that promise, the truthfulness, and I mean the practical performance, its performance definition, specific time, specific place, specific performance, specific cost, specific backup. Never trust anyone. Always question motives and ulterior motives. The question is the greed principle, which braces the philosophy of complete, brutal, utter, relentless cynicism. What's in it for me? Who stands to gain here? What's the power matrix of this so-called social interaction? I've never found any variation to that principle whatsoever. When you dig deep, when you have the courage to ask the right questions, and the only thing that will stop you from asking the tough, hard performance questions that are demanded is that you want to be a nice guy, a good guy. You want to be liked. You're not liked. You're laughed at behind your back. You're mocked. You're ridiculed behind your back. That's a sucker. And I agree with W.C. W.C. Fields, the great comedian. Never give a sucker an even chance. It's each man for himself. Every man has a cross to carry. Pick up your cross under your own power. Don't need me. And start your march. Life is hard, vicious, and even. It's a dog-down struggle at best out there in the environment. And I'm not talking about the inanimate objects. I'm talking about your fellow social performer who has claim on you directly and indirectly. Watch the obligations you're creating. It's going to talk your jaw shut when you should be asserting yourself. If you have a meaning, who are you? You gotta put on your fists, screw on your fists, and fight like a devil dog for your meaning. Verbal abuse doesn't stand. Mockery doesn't stand. Stereotyping and caricaturing a man, even though there's a lot of truth in their stereotype and caricature. After you milk it for all the truth you can get out of it, that you can improve your game, your concrete, street smart, tough dog down game out there to survive. Then you shaft it right back to the mocker. Shaft it right back to the son of a bitch where it hurts the most. Do it to him before he does it to you. It's as brutal and ruthless as that. A compliment is a phony. It's a two-edged sword that comes back to haunt when you least expect it. Never take anything for granted. Never assume anything. Test it out. Performance is a demand. Get the other social performers on with your leverage on him back to the breaking point, then make demand. It's as tough as that. But in order to do any of these things, you must be brutally, ruthlessly honest with yourself. You have to practice prosecuting yourself, Dusick style. The prosecutor, the killer prosecutor, Dusick. 6 feet 2 inches, GQ, comes on very, very mildly at first and starts to twist the knot tighter and tighter. He does it with finesse, quote-unquote professionalism, and a pit bull hanging on bite. The killer bite. It's not a place for an amateur. Not a place for an amateur at all. And that's how ruthlessly you have to prosecute yourself. This is the point I'm making. You got to get the evidence on yourself any way you can. You listen to your detractors, you listen to your mockers, and you take what they say very seriously because they're holding a mirror of you up to you. They're showing me, they're revealing to me my weaknesses in the chinks, all the chinks in my armor when I go out there. And Doc Thompson was right. Every time you step out in that environment, the social environment is what I'm talking about, with your fellow performers. It's showtime. It's a performance. Tell yourself it's all a performance. Strawberry Fields Forever. Nothing's real, nothing to get hung about. The only thing that counts is you had a hot genital striving or a social need, which is a monetary need. Those two things. Freud got it right, love and work. But I call it the hot genital strivings, and the love, so-called love, is a spiritual thing that doesn't really exist. It's agape. It's predicated on the hot genital strivings that have to be compromised for because you don't have the appearance, the personality, and the acting skills, I should say, to pull it off in reality. So you goes to your fantasies, you goes to your dreams, you goes to your movies and your hero figures. You goes to singers like me who'll sell you pipe dreams, castles in the air. I'm a singer. I'm a two-bit singer, a wannabe singer, a pretender. But my job as a singer is to sell you pipe dreams, is to sell you illusions and delusions. As a singer, I'm a dream merchant of others' lyrics. I'm a proselytizer, a plagiarizer, a fake. I'm trying to sell you the phony, to replace the reality out there that the world, the environment, the society, whatever you want to call it, the marketplace, the Hollywood movies, your so-called celebrities, your politicians, and so on and so forth, are trying to sell you with their words, with their music, with their entertainment. It's a fake. That's why, among many, many more reasons, I am a cynic. My philosophy ultimately is one of pure cynicism. Now, you may look at me and say, who in the hell are you to talk, old man? You're ugly, old man. You only 5 feet 3 inches. You're bald, you're clean, you're ugly. You got a big face, a big moon face, and a big fat belly. Who are you to talk? You're a 10-time loser. You're an eyesore. You're a weirdo, you're a freak, you're all fucked up. And I'll tell you, that's the reason I can talk. I'm down here on the ground, buddy. That's the reason I can talk. That gives me the gold hard expertise to say what I'm saying. That gives me my credentials. I have no other credentials other than that.